I'll give you a quick look at where I work.
Gets away, Marshall's still going, Marshall's got Richards coming up outside, Pat Richards has scored, a magnificent try!
So this is cricket. Victory to the Australians by 8 wickets.
He's done it! Got him! Down! He's got 2! Beautifully caught! He's done it. That is an excellent 100. The last ball, can you believe that?
All aboard!
Hey guys, how are ya? Well, welcome back to episode 3 of Lockdown Sydney. And let me give you this much update. There is not much going on here. But we're going to go do some exercising on the Harley. I'm going to cruise around. Let's go and check out some more of the beautiful northern beaches. And I'm going to zip down. I want to get down there, try and get down there by 2:30. I've got a little bit of a cool surprise I want to show you. And yeah, for those locals have seen it, but obviously you guys around the rest of Australia and the rest of the world, it should be pretty scenic if I can capture this with a drone. So I won't spoil the surprise, but let's go and check it out. So how have you guys been? You guys keeping well? I certainly hope so. Over here on this end of the spectrum, we've been damn busy. I haven't stopped for the last couple of weeks. This week in particular, we've been absolutely flat out of work, which is a good thing. I can't really complain. But yeah, so it's nice to come to a close. I've got a weekend off, which is lovely, which allows me to go out and do this exercise. But yeah, exercise it is, and a beautiful day to do it in. Amazingly, it's quite funny because we've got a little brush of warm weather. Today's supposed to be about 22 degrees, which is amazing. We're in the middle of winter. That's 22 degrees Celsius. You know, that's pretty damn good. That's a spring day, really. So, and tomorrow they were saying 24 or 25 degrees. So a bit strange, and then it drops back to 15, 16 and 17 degrees next week. So must be a little hot pocket travelling over Sydney at the moment. So what's happening around the world? I know that here in Sydney we're talking about lockdown, but it's not limited just to Sydney. You see, I heard on the news about a week ago that there was about 14 million Australians in lockdown. That was as of about a week ago. I know that some have now come out of lockdown, but about a week and a half ago, that's what it was. 14 million Aussies in lockdown. And you got to remember, we're a pretty small population of, 26 or 27 million people. So it was actually more than half the Australian population in lockdown. Amazing. Between New South Wales, South Australia went into a couple of day lockdown, 3 or 4 day lockdown, I believe. And Melbourne unfortunately went back into lockdown. Those guys have been the lockdown kings, unfortunately. But yeah, so those guys are all out of lockdown now. We're not. We here in Sydney had our lockdown extended, so we're now in lockdown till the end of August. So yeah, it's really becoming a way of life, this thing. But and the case numbers here in Sydney just seem to be growing. So it's a bit unfortunate due to a lot of those people that are not listening to the rules, the house gatherings and stuff like that. Apparently outside in fresh air like this, especially on a sunny day, this damn disease can't really survive very well. So it is definitely, an indoor disease is where it seems to thrive. I heard on the news through the week that there was a funeral. There's been a couple of funerals where there's been mass spreadings. One a couple of weeks ago, there were 18 or 19 cases that came out of one funeral. You know, another one the other day, I heard there was something like 45 or 46 cases that came from this one funeral. You know, it's very sad. It's, you know, it's what do you do? I really don't want to comment on opinions relating to it. It's somebody's funeral. It's a very sad event, and you know, people need to be there to mourn, I guess. There's rules against it, yes there is, for the amount of gatherings, but you know, I guess you can only really comment if you've lost somebody that's close to you, and being told that you can't attend that you know, that goodbye ceremony for that person. I think that'd be, you know, really, really hard. And so anyway, that's what's happening. Anyway, are we going to get it under control or not? They're also talking about in the news that once we get to a 70% vaccination rate, that's when Australia will look to go back to normality, including international travel again, which if that's not an incentive to go out and get the jab, I don't know what is. I guess some people, you know, have got their own opinions on that as well. You know, I don't really know how I feel, to be honest. I think it needs to happen. You know, there's obviously the concern about it not being around long enough to see results in the human body and all that sort of stuff. But, you know, as I was saying to my mother the other day on the phone, I guess the question's, which of the two evils do you want? You know, do you want the jab and the vaccine, or do you want to get coronavirus? I guess if you had a choice of the two, you don't want any. I understand that, but if you were going to get one of the two, which one would it be? And you know, it's a tough question. I know that you know, from what I'm hearing, I really don't want to get this COVID thing, especially for my mother being a very young age she is. You know, would not be great. But if she got COVID, it's not great for the population that is a little bit older. So. Probably best off just getting the jab, and at least that way, well, you can still get it. They're not saying you can't get it, but I think the extremity that which you get it, it's not as bad from what I understand. So anyway, that's enough of this wretched, stupid ass COVID. Had a gutful of it. I should almost ban talking about it on a Harley Davidson, but it is a series on lockdown, so am I itching to get away? You bet. The big trip I've got planned that I put on ice a couple of months back, you know, it was really needed to be put on ice. I guess I really did have to do that. And, you know, we've been flat out. I guess that was the reason why we had to do it. So anyway, we've been able to work and kick the goals that we needed to kick at work, which is important. And maybe that now will allow me to get on this tour and series, and yeah, exciting. We're in a suburb called Seaforth, and a beautiful suburb it is, absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to give you a quick look at where I am in just a moment. So there we go, that's where we are, guys. We're overlooking Sydney Harbour, and right out there to the heads, a little place called Seaforth, beautiful pocket. There's a bridge down there called the Spit Bridge. We're going to go and see if we can have a look at this thing from the sky. Plenty of people walking and exercising and the like. But what a beautiful part of the world.
Can we leave this town tonight to the Pacific shoreline? And I'll go anywhere if you'll be by my side. It's alright, we'll leave everything behind. And I'll say, follow me to the unknown. We'll take the back roads we don't know. Let's get lost, one tank of gas. Don't need a map, drive too fast. Your mind was started. home. Doesn't matter where we go. Follow me to the unknown. Follow me to the unknown. Follow me to the unknown.
Well, that was a pretty awesome look at the Spit Bridge here in Sydney. What an amazing little bridge, eh? Those bridges that open, it opens on a schedule whenever it is, every couple of hours, to let the bigger boats through them. And I don't know how many of those there is left anymore, actually. I think it might be the only one left in Sydney. I grew up in Sydney, and I do remember, if I'm not wrong, might want to correct me, but the old Piedmont Bridge, which was right in the heart of Sydney, used to open, I think, before they built the new one many years ago. Let's head off to check out one of Sydney's northern beaches' great hotspots. I shouldn't say hotspots, hey? It's not really a good terminology to use in the current environment. Well, we're down at Manly. Is Manly pretty, you ask? Have a look for yourself. That's the wharf. Yeah, I found a little surprise. Let's go and check it out. I think I've got a little bit of a gem I've found through here. Let's see if we can go and fly the drone and check this out. This should be pretty cool.
It's raining day, can't see the yellow lines anymore. The next exit has a church, then I know what I'm praying for. Set me free from the chains on my hands and feet I wear. It's like lusting for a woman who only wants a millionaire. She said, you know me, you can't find me at the halfway cone by the old payphone. I'm a lover, not a runner, so I think I'll let you kiss me once. She said, you know me, you can't find me at the halfway cone by the old payphone. I'm a lover, not a runner, so I think I'll let you kiss me once. Yeah, it's 2:45 by the time I hit the hotel. Keys on the floor, falling deep into the cheap smell of 409 and knockoff pie. Phone starts to ring, but it's all in my mind. She said, you know me, you can't find me at the halfway cone by the old payphone. I'm a lover, not a runner, so I think I'll let you kiss me once. She said, you know me, you can't find me.
Well, that was a beautiful look at Shelley Beach and Manly and some more of the northern beaches. As always, until next episode, look after each other. I can't wait to go on this tour, as you heard me say before. But this is the best we can do for now. So thanks for watching. I hope it gave you 10 minutes of pleasure. Take it easy and catch you soon. Peace.